Hello, today I'm going to give my review for the Marvel movie, The Thunderbolts. And personally, I really do love this movie. I think it's a great movie that has a step up from Brave New World, and I like Brave New World, so that means something. So, yeah, I'm just going to go into it. I may talk a bit spoilers about the post-credit scene, because it's a pretty good post-credit scene. And it's an actual scene, too. But anyways, so let's get into it. First of all, this is a character-based movie with a good theme of how all these people with screwed up past are coming together and they're helping Century or the Void or Bob or Robert, whatever you want to call him, help his problems because he has a terrible past and life. And I think they do that really, really well. Another thing is how this team is a really great team. It's probably the second best, dynamic of a team since, I guess, Guardians. Maybe just the second best dynamics of a team. But to be fair, there's only 4 teams in Marvel currently, which are Avengers, Eternals, Guardians, then, this team now. Unless if you count the Illuminati, but come on, we saw them for 10 minutes in Multiverse of Madness. Anyways, but yeah, and this is also helped by how we get these good characters. And one thing is how they basically pulled the best characters from every single film and put them in one film. Or, they take the best characters from the worst movies. Like Black Widow, I don't like that movie. But they take Yelena and Red Guardian to probably the best parts of that movie. Then I hate Falcon and Winter Soldier. Maybe I need to rewatch it. I probably will. I don't like Falcon and Winter Soldier. But they do take the best character from that in John Walker. So, congratulations, you're the best part of the worst show. Anyways, then we have Bucky, who's always good. Then we have Val, who is constantly just, appearing in Phase 4, or did. And she was good in most, if not all, of her appearances, so. Then we have Ghost and Taskmaster. They're the only two that I won't say are the best parts of their movie. I would say that Ghost's idea and concept was the best part of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But Taskmaster is probably the worst part of the really bad movie, or maybe not really bad, but bad movie that was Black Widow. So she's not getting any brownie points. And yeah, she doesn't really have much to do. Ghost could also get a little bit more development, maybe one more scene about a flashback or what happened to her. I get we had Ant-Man and the Wasp, but they do this with Yelena too, where we see more of her backstory in the Red Room. And we actually got 2 or 3 scenes of that. And that could have happened with Ghost or Ava. But hey, I'm not complaining. Anyways, so yeah. Red Guardian is a good character for comedy. John is just a good, Captain America, or not Captain America, but he's a good character. I don't know, what profile I can describe him as. But, yeah. Then Yelena is a pretty great protagonist. I really do love her character arc in this film of how she needs to find purpose, and she did with this team. And I think Florence Pugh does a good job. And she has one of basically the 2 most emotional scenes of the movie. One of them being with Red Guardian. And she has some great moments. But obviously, the standout of this movie, along with Yelena, is Bob. Or Century, played by Lewis Pullman. I think he does a good job in the role. I think his Void voice is also pretty cool. But yeah, Century's not nerfed. He's just, learning how to use his power. That's the excuse for how the Thunderbolts don't die instantly. And how they use the Void is also really, really cool. And yeah, there's one thing that I did want to say is that there's shockingly less action with the Century Void. So if you're expecting the Century to have a fight scene every second, he's not. There's 2 or 3, and the second one, you can call it a fight scene, but it's really just an action scene. You need to build up in the climax to start the climax, but yeah. Speaking of orders and arcs, I'd probably say the 3rd act is the best, and although it is tough, the 1st and 2nd are also really great. But I will say that this movie is paced excellently. I never feel like in the movie that there's a moment where it's going too slow or going too fast. And I think that's a really good contribution. And yeah, I'm going to go back to Void for a second. I think he's probably top 10 MCU villains. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I just saw the movie like yesterday, so I could be biased. But yeah, I think he's a really great villain, and he has some really good moments in the film. He has some really dope moments. Like him, like we see this in the trailer where the Void just consumes like all of New York. It's really cool. Anyway, or all of New York City, or like some of New York City. It's really cool. Another character that I really do like is Val. I think she does great with her art in the film. Or not arcs, but her character moments in the, not character. You get what I mean. What she does in the film. Same thing with Bucky. I feel like those are the two characters that don't have any arcs in this film, because Bucky, this is his 9th film or something like that, or like 9th appearance in the MCU. He doesn't need to be, he doesn't need an arc again. I mean, like, I guess assembling a team to be like the new team, maybe that's what he's doing, but like that there's really no arc to Bucky. He's just there, and Bucky's dope. So Bucky. Val's assistant Mel also gets some good moments, but yeah. One thing I will say is the practicality and the action is really great, and the visuals are pretty good. Also, the costume design for Sentry is beautiful. I love his outfit. And yeah, he has some great moments too. Yeah, I also, yeah. Whew, I don't know what else to say. I guess I can just go into the spoilers in the post-credit scene, because this is what everyone's talking about. I've heard that's the best post-credit scene. I don't think it is, but I will, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about the credits, because it's actually notable. This is probably my favorite, or one of my favorite Marvel credits, but I'm going to talk about the credits. I'm not really going to talk about the mid-credit scene. It's just a joke with Red Guardian on the Wheaties box. But yeah, with the Wheaties box thing. But I'm going to go in spoilers now. So 3, 2, 1. If you want to leave, leave. Anyways. So the post-credit scene. Obviously, it's that they are not the Thunderbolts, and that's what the asterisk is for. They're the new Avengers, and it's a really great post-credit scene. Although, I don't understand how they are, or how they've held up. Like, what are they doing without Bob? Bob carries this team. He's the one that makes them at the level of the original Avengers. He could probably solo everyone, Bob. But yeah, because he can't turn into Sentry without turning into the Void, which is interesting. It gives him more drawbacks, so he can't just be the GOAT. Like, remember Gaia from Secret Invasion? Like, what is she doing? She has the power of every single Avenger. But they didn't give her any whole, like, problems. Like, they make it like, oh, that power, you can't use it or else you just die. Like, it's only a temporary thing, because then you'll just die with all that power or something like that. But anyways, yeah, obviously, what I want to talk about is the post-credits scene, but I'm going to talk about the credits first. I really do like how they show as the credits, like they do credity things, like show the actors and stuff like that, and the producers, but they do it over the reaction of them being the new Avengers. Like, my favorite was B Avengers, because instead of A Avengers, they're B Avengers, since they're worse, or is new always better, not my Avengers, nope. Like, it was funny. Like, the one I remember is, like, the Rosie the Riveter. I think that's her name. And the, like, thing where it's, like, we can do it. That was fun. But, yeah, that's not what matters. The post-credit scene is dope. And I really do only have one problem with it. I didn't expect it to be that long, but honestly, I like it, since it's an actual scene. Post-credit scenes are normally just post-credit clips. They're just there. This is a good post-credit scene, in my opinion. And I do like how they show, how they address how Sam Wilson was going to make the new Avengers, although the timeline is a little confusing, because I thought Bucky was running for Congress in Brave New World, but now he's a congressman in Thunderbolts. But it seems like that the end of Brave New World is when he wanted to make the Avengers. But then here is when he publicly announced it, which seems weird. It takes 14 months for him to publicly announce it, or over 14 months. And get group members. And also, what group members is he getting? Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange is like the only one left that's good. Like Thor is doing Thor stuff. Hulk is, who knows where he is. And there's really not much for him to get other than just the sorcerers and maybe Shuri. But yeah, whatever. Actually, wait, Doctor Strange is in the Dark Dimension with Clea. But whatever. Anyways, yeah, I do like it. It gave her some funny moments with the Avengers with a Z. And then we get to see the best part, obviously, the Fantastic Four come in from an outer space object. Which, does it ruin the Fantastic Four? Because we know what happens. Their planet gets destroyed. They discover multiversal travel. Come here. Sure, I guess you could say that. I wouldn't say that. Because, we kind of did see in the recent Fantastic Four trailer that the Earth is destroyed. But, maybe that could be a vision or something like that. But, yes, I do think it slightly spoils it, but I feel like we all anticipated that Galactus was going to eat the Earth, because there's a reason why they put it in the alternate dimension. A, so they could make it the first family like it should be, and B, so Galactus can eat the Earth. And here I'm gonna mention something, real quick. No, gender. They did not gender bend Silver Surfer. Having a female Silver Surfer is a thing in the comics. She's the second Silver Surfer, Ashala Ball. Anyways, whatever. So, yeah, personally, I love this movie. I would probably should have given this rating before the spoiler moments. But, yeah, I'll give this movie probably a 9.2, maybe higher out of 10. I think it's a really great movie. Better than Black Panther, that's for sure. Probably my 10th favorite MCU movie. But yeah, also, I'm going to say it, I've heard people say that Black Panther's top 10 MCU movie. No, it's not. Anyways, hi.